she asked me before she went, what does my insurance cover? Didn't even dawn on me to say why.
Normally restaurants, people join in.
Yeah.
And even when it was like, woo, and they blew out the candles and we're clapping, nobody even clapped.
My uncle said to me when I was around that age, he said, if you feel like you're being abused, then you are. And that's always stuck with me because I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Hello, Claire Hamilton.
Hello, Sarah Carr.
Hello, lovely people. Welcome to Teen Commandments, the show where we try to make sense of the often unusual brains of our teenagers. Claire, lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you.
And you can see us if you fancy. We're on YouTube. And as ever, please follow us wherever you find us, wherever you listen to us. Don't literally follow us. Although, Claire, you'd quite...
I wouldn't mind.
You don't mind that, do you? So yeah, welcome. Leave little comments wherever you listen and all that jazz. Hope you've been good since we last spoke. And Claire, we went out for a little bit of dinner last night.
Oh, it was lovely.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was nice.
Really nice, wasn't it?
It wasn't that wild.
Oh,
I didn't like where we were sat.
It was, well, the table was too small, wasn't it?
The table was too small and I wouldn't have slept a wink if I hadn't have addressed that with the waitress. And she reassured us they were getting new tables in, didn't she?
Turning into your mother.
She said, no, you can, don't you start. Because you went, it's a circular table and the plates are circular, so it just doesn't work out how you can. We were both wanging on about it.
As we left, nattering on about the table situation.
Now, to that point, do you think when you got there, do you think there's a bit of ageism in where restaurants sit you?
Oh, I didn't think of that. Do you think we were put in the back because of that?
Do you think? Well, it sounds bad because you got there first. So not.
She's like, put this one in the back.
We got a back room one.
It is, isn't it?
I don't know, because I just think, who do they put in the front bit in the windows? It's in Soho. It's this like new Indian restaurant in Soho. It's really cool. Do they want to paint a certain picture? And do they put the two 50-plus women, shove them in the back?
Well, I'm never having that again. If anyone ever puts me in the back, I'm going to be, how dare you?
Nobody puts Claire in the back.
Nobody puts me in the back.
Because when I got there, I didn't want to be all hoity-McToity and be like, sorry, can we move tables? Because you'd already been there and settled. You know, Ben's dad never takes the first table he's given or the first hotel room he's given.
As a rule?
As a rule.
Oh. What is that, like a little
Well,
hack?
It's just like, no, I want a better one.
Okay.
I deserve a better one.
Right.
But it just struck me last night. I felt like we were quite in a corner in a back
ushered
room.
away.
But it was nice, wasn't it?
It was lovely.
Why do they give 3 lamb chops as well when there's 2 of you? It's a weird portion size 3, isn't it?
Yeah, to share. You did a really good job of like sectioning it out though. You quartered it up or...
I chopped it up, we shared the chunks, and then I sucked the bone.
Yep. It's pretty much standard for our dinners, isn't it?
So can I just formally announce that my children's birthday celebrations are finally over. After going on for a good couple of weeks.
Well, there were some, milestone birthdays.
Big birthdays.
Yeah.
So my son's 18th birthday drinks at the pub was a dazzling success. He had a great time. Absolutely thrilled. We set up the house ready for all his mates to come back because we said, look, you can bring people back afterwards if you want. So I've got to shout out the Freemasons Arms near Hampstead and Sean, the landlord, who just was brilliant and helped with setting it all up and reserved tables and everything. They had a brilliant time. And before me and Ben went to bed, we were like, oh, he's going to bring people back for like afters. So I'd got some beers in and we put all the light in. So I was like, what was it like when we used to come back to ours after being out? You'd want the lighting a bit lower. So we did all the light and we tickled up the house a bit, made it all neat and that. And we're like, let's move anything that's, make it look really nice. I was even in the downstairs loo. I was even giving it a quick 1-2 with the loo brush.
Okay.
So it was totally clean. I was trying to make it perfect for when
nibbles?
They came in. Did I leave any crisps? No, there was like beers out and stuff. I think we had crisps in, but I was like, it's all ready.
Yeah.
Anyway, they didn't come back to ours. They went back to another mate's house whose parents were away.
Right.
And this mate's got decks. And I've seen footage of him DJing and 15, 18-year-olds all just jumping around until 1 a.m. So I was actually thrilled. I was like, God, it's quite lucky, actually. It was quite good. So that went really well. And then my daughter went off and had some dinner with her friends, came back and was up till like sort of midnight, I think, and had a lovely time. And it just feels like it goes on for, it's like a sort of, remember Platyjubes? It feels like some sort of Jubilee national celebration that's been going on for quite a bit. But it was cute. All her best mates round. I was worried about where the cat was, little Miso, because she normally comes upstairs. And I thought, God, what if she's got out or something's happened? Anyway, I managed to ring my daughter. I was up in bed. It was like midnight. And I'm like, where's Miso? She's in the middle of us. She's in her basket. So apparently Miso, the kitten, the Persian rescue, was like in the middle of all these girls while they were all just like gathered around her.
Bless, she'd have
sitting
loved
around,
it.
fussing around. And she was like one of the girls. It was really cute.
That's amazing.
So that is all done for another year.
Yeah.
And for a joint birthday meal, we took my son and daughter to Nobu on Park Lane.
Right. Oh.
Really posh. We went there when we started the pod, didn't we? And had a little celebration dinner. It's really spendy, really posh, fancy. But we're like, look, it's a big occasion. They're turning 16 and 18. So we went and we had a lovely dinner. It was really nice. And obviously I'd organised a little birthday, a candle to come in their dessert, basically, in their mochis or whatever. And when they came over with these 2 candle-lit plates and it's clearly someone's birthday, me and Ben start like, happy birthday. And normally in restaurants, people join in.
Yeah.
At Nobu, they don't, right? So we then committed and me and Ben are looking around like, anyone? Hello? Anyone going to join in? And me and Ben are like, happy birthday. You know how I sing? To you. People are just like completely ignoring us, like we were like ghosts. And just like having their cocktails and sort of giving us a bit of a side eye, like, dear, happy, but we're like, anyone? No, anyone joining in? We started kind of heckling slightly the tables around us. And even when it was like, woo, and they blew out the candles and we're clapping, nobody even clapped. Nobody even clapped.
Is that a London thing or is it?
It's a Nobu thing. I think it's a posh
thing.
Restaurant thing.
That's so funny.
Because you go down the Italian down the end of our road, people join in and it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're like, or am I a loser? I love
joining in it.
I was like, thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
I love it because you stop mid-conversation. You go, oh, right, hold on.
Yeah, and then you don't know the name, dear. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no one, fine.
That would have been so funny. I'd have loved to have been there. I would have really laughed a lot.
I was like, thanks, guys. Oh, we had a question of the week.
Yes.
What was your teenage bedroom like? How does it differ from your teens' bedrooms now? Melanie says, I'm showing my age here, but we had, now do we say Piero? That's it, isn't it? Piero the clown on absolutely everything in my room. And she's then closed a photograph of a lovely duvet cover and pillowcases of Piero, the slightly creepy pale clown.
I dressed as him once. Him, is it?
Him, I think.
Him.
What for?
It was for the carnival.
Were you giving it all the sort of mime?
Not all of my fancy dress outfits are for sex, unlike yourself, Sarah.
Apart from the teddy bear one.
Well, it's questionable.
Apart from the teddy bear one and the elf one.
What elf one?
That's when we've done Christmas filming around Radio 2. I've got
an
elf
I thought you were going to say around the house.
No.
Right, okay.
Elf-based fun.
Okay.
What was this for then? Fancy for
It was
party?
for the carnival through Whitefield where you walk behind a big float. Do you remember them with the girl guides and stuff?
I used to love carnivals. We were always on the Queen Anne float in the local
waving,
pub. Like, just waving.
As they go about 2 miles an hour through the town.
So weird.
I
mean, that's an episode in itself. Carnivals. I mean, that was so mad being on. Did were you in the sort of procession behind the float, or were you on the lorry?
I think I had to walk on this one. There was girl guides, but I got kicked out of the girl guides, so I was Piero.
So you just went as a spooky clown?
Yeah.
Waving at everyone?
Well, my mum painted my face like a washed out white.
And were you in all in white and he's got
I've got the hat on and everything. I had that bedding though as well. It's great, that
gorgeous.
bedding.
It's absolutely gorgeous. We did Turkish Delight was one of our themes for the float one year on the carnival.
What were you, a Turkish
From the
Delight?
Queen Anne pub. We were all dressed as like belly dancers.
Oh.
No, I didn't go as like a Turkish Delight like the chocolate bar. We weren't all in like foil wrappers like. No, we were like all like sort of, must have been down Bolton Market and got miles and miles, meters and meters and meters of sort of a sort of dusky pink thin fabric that we made like little bikini tops out of. And, I mean, I loved it because it was kind of quite glam and exotic and cool. And
did you have your perm?
And my granddad had his big belly out, he did, and sort of he was dressed as a bit like a genie in a lamp. It's probably like very much of its time now, thinking we were dressing like Turkish people. It was just sort of, and some of the women would have like veils on and stuff, like belly dancers. Completely mad. And all the adults used to get absolutely rat-ass.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it?
It was sneak loads of booze on.
Yeah, nothing changes.
Be waving at people, drinking the booze. And one time a chap took a diversion and went on like the dual carriageway to get back to the pub, and everyone was clinging on to this lorry who was driving along like, St. Peter's Way or whatever, like, vroom, like, hold on. Completely mad. What does Kirsty say about her bedroom?
Kirsty says, to quote my lovely dad, it was a shit pit.
Yes.
I think mine was a shit pit. I think my dad used to say that. Missing teaspoons often up there. What is it about the teaspoons?
Yeah,
I've only got 2 left in my drawer. I've got an extra pack from IKEA.
Did you? Somebody's doing well, treating themselves to extra IKEA. I
think they're £1.49. You get 12. Anyway.
Are we advertising for IKEA? We should be.
No, we should be.
They're great.
Mouldy cups, clothes all over the floor. I was regularly threatened with everything being shoved in a bin bag and dumped.
The classic threat. Joelle says, I had a lot of rave flyers. The classic Mona Lisa 90s spliff poster. Iron burn on the carpet, empty 2-litre Strongbow bottles and an overflowing ashtray.
Oh, it makes me want to go back.
Beautiful. Those hazy, crazy days. Now, more on that in our Your Turn episode. Don't forget, please, wherever you listen to us, leave a little comment in the review section or in the comments. Claire's on Facebook. Has there been much going on Facebook?
The Teen Commandments. Yeah, we're on it all the time.
We thought it could be quite nice to chat about when you're a teenager or when your own teenagers spread their wings, fly the nest and go off travelling and on little adventures. Because obviously you've experienced that with your daughter. We've not announced, have we, that she's gone.
She's gone back.
She's gone back
a
to
new
Thailand.
woman.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, she really is. She's full of confidence.
I'm over the moon for her. I'm not really got any right to be proud of her because she's your daughter, but I'm just really proud. I think she's brilliant.
You have got a right to be proud of her.
Because she came back heartbroken, a little bit fragile, and she's built herself up for a few weeks, and then she's gone back to Thailand with a really good mate, and they're off having excellent adventures. Yeah,
I think she was really confused and shocked at the broken heart and how much it hurts and how, things can happen. And now she's just, when I dropped her off at the airport, I told you, didn't I? She was walking ahead of me and she was confident and she was really ready, and it felt like she'd grown up that little bit more as well.
Yeah, nice. And you were different.
I was completely different.
You didn't cry. You didn't curl up and cry in a car park.
Didn't wail.
No, and you just felt like off she goes again. Great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent mumming, Claire Hamilton. Excellent mumming. Well done. And then you saw some footage of how she was celebrating her birthday. And that's why we thought about, we just talk about when your kids go off, you've got zero control over what they choose to do.
Yeah.
And it was good. You didn't know she was about to jump out of a plane beforehand, did you?
I should have known. She asked me before she went, what does my insurance cover? Didn't even dawn on me to say why. And I said, all sorts of stuff. We got the one that covers most things, and she was quite happy with that response. And then I woke up to some pictures of her and her friend jumping out of a plane.
Amazing.
I was like, what? Oh my God. And then it took me a second to realise this has happened. It's in the past. And she's alive, or she wouldn't be texting me.
Yes.
And then it's...
Unless she was like, when in comedies where someone's all 4 limbs are in plaster, she'd still manage to send you the footage. No, everything's fine, honestly. Fine. No, but she was fine. So you woke up, she'd done that. And it looks incredible. I mean, sort of bright blue sky. Yeah. What a way to celebrate a birthday.
What a way to just go back to life. Just go and do something. Just...
So brave. So brave.
Rise up.
Can't think of anything worse. I would never do that in a million years.
No way.
And you're right to rise up.
Rise
to
up.
Be like, I'm back, bitches.
I'm gonna do it this way now. This
So
time
brilliant.
round, I've thrown myself out of a plane, risk my life, but
and so she's strapped to somebody, obviously.
She's strapped to a 40-odd-year-old Birmingham man.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know he was British.
He was Brummie.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
He was Brummie. That's God, they've got it's a very reassuring accent.
Yeah.
Sorry to our Birmingham
You'll be all right.
You'll be all right. We'll just go through the sky. Again, sorry to our Birmingham listeners. But what a lovely reassuring accent.
Yeah.
And like a sort of dad figure and just nice and sorted. That's good. That's good.
So she absolutely loved it, and she's had it planned for a while, and so now she's back where she left off on the island that she
she fled from.
That she fled from and wasn't getting out of bed. She's back there, so she's having the best time.
Has she always been daring? Has she wanted to do other stuff when she's back in the UK? Really?
Yeah, I always thought it'd be my son that would be the most daring out the two, but no. Always the one that wants to go on the roller coaster when she's younger and stuff. And
I mean, it's good. You got to encourage it, especially in young women, for sure. I mean, I'm trying to remember if she was particularly brave that day that we climbed up the O2, up the Millennium Dome.
I think we just had a lot of teens that day, and I think we were trying to still instill the come on, guys! Like,
that photo comes up so much about my 3 kids and your 2. It looks like Ben's some sort of. We look like we all live in one big house.
Yeah,
and Ben's it's like some sort of weird.
Got this blended family.
It looks like there's double the kids that there are, but there's only the 5 of them in there. Looks loads of we're all there with our helmets and our harnesses on and that, ready to climb up the side of the O2. God, that was a ball ache, wasn't it? Clipping yourself on and off. I mean, that was as wild and sort of adventurous as I'd get. I've never had any sort of urge.
You're not a bit of a daredevil, are you?
Not at all. I love a roller coaster. I love going fast on horses.
I've never been on a roller coaster with you.
I've raced twice at Goodwood on race horses.
That's really. I won't go near a horse.
And that in itself was quite scary.
Yeah, that is really good. And you know what is brave? Like when you did the challenge.
Yeah.
That was really brave. I mean, I know you were frightened. I know you were pretty petrified as it came up to it, but it was a really daring thing to do. I was really
cacking myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was daring, though.
It was really daring. You had eyes on you, babe. Everybody was watching you. That was super daring. It
was definitely grueling.
Yeah.
Realised a lot of people would give a lot of money just to see a middle-aged woman crying, stumbling along. I'm like, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, God, the horse race thing, it was like a 7 furlong sprint. And obviously I've been training at this racing yard with all these lads and lasses, as they call them, even though like the eldest lad was like 72 and still riding out every morning on these race horses. And it was just absolutely dreamy, the training. But then on the day when I got there, like there's loads of hen doos and stag doos and they're all like, "Good Cooksy!" And I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Wow.
Like, I've got 3 young kids and I'm about to like gallop at like 40 miles an hour on this racehorse. It was really so scary.
Daring.
But when it comes to like heights and stuff like that.
Oh no, yeah, I don't like heights.
I mean, there was that time when we'd been nibbling the local fauna, should we say, in Bolton. And then I'd had a panic attack halfway up.
Lay yourself on the floor, is it that one?
Yeah, the one where I thought, well, I'll have to get an helicopter. I can't get down from this hill. It was basically a hillock. It was like not very high up. Where's that place where all those motorbikers go? Near Bolton. They go
a little ramp and you're like, I
can't get up, I can't stand up. I'm going to have to just live here now on the side of this hill. So yeah, heights and all that I just can't do.
Yeah, I think with teenagers though, they don't really have a sense of danger, do they? They don't. No. I mean, the things that we used to do, we used to climb over the old dye works, we'd be on roofs of stuff. Do you remember? And just no sense.
I remember like breaking into building sites, like idiotic, climbing up
really
stuff.
Stupid.
Yeah, that was as daring as we got.
I remember driving down the East Lancs, which is like a dual carriageway, and I remember seeing a load of lads on bikes, like on
Push
bikes near to, there was a pavement, but they shouldn't have been on there, near to the edge of the dual carriageway. And I remember thinking, what on earth are you doing? Where are your parents? And then there was one lad sat on the handlebars of this bike, and I drove past it and I was like, oh my God, it was only my son.
Oh,
God, where are your parents? I'm gonna kill him.
I could just see your face now. It's like it clicked into focus.
Just like, what are you doing? It's not like he didn't have a bike.
No, it's just on the handlebars.
Just for the thrill.
Just having
boys
no
special, they just don't
What do you think?
care.
Boys are particularly wild.
Yeah,
like that?
I think they egg each other on, don't they? And get sometimes caught up in stuff that they wouldn't necessarily do on their own.
I mean, my son doesn't seem particularly he seems like quite sort of safety conscious.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Sort
Yeah.
of aware of not wanting to injure himself.
Be stupid.
Which I suppose is quite good, really.
Yes.
I mean, I grew up with two brothers who were always doing silly things.
Yeah.
But that's it. It was all quite innocent stuff on the farm, like my brother tying his wellies to some homemade stilts that he made, not realising that if he did fall, his feet were essentially tied to these planks of wood. We literally saw him do like timber, like past the sort of kitchen window, like, oh, is Rob all right?
It's just sheer stupidity, though, isn't it, with boys? I think sometimes it's quite funny.
I mean, I guess Brush with Deaths was more like just getting into cars and going off raving with teenage boys at the wheel.
Yeah, there was that, wasn't there?
Was probably the most stupid things that I did as a teen. Not telling my parents where I was going and heading off to like the Zone in Blackpool to just go raving.
Yeah, and driving back. That was all. When you look back, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, them giving you a lift back, like absolutely mad.
Yes. Yeah, crazy. My mum she got me a Saturday job, and she took me to this meeting, and it was a bungee jumping company. I was like, Mum, I don't want to work for these people.
What do you mean? You'd have been in charge of setting up?
I'd have been working with the team, and I'd have had to do some bungee jumps and stuff and help people go right up and help them get off. Like, no, I don't. I've never.
What, like as a Saturday job or something? How old were you?
About 14, 15. She'd met someone who knew someone. Like, oh, Claire will do that. No, I won't.
Come and help out.
Yeah, not a care in the world.
I love it. And then you went off to work at the aquarium. Was it the pet shop? Where you had to clean out the piranha tank.
I had to put a metal glove on and clean the front of the piranha tank. I only got a $5 for the day.
One of my favourite stories of yours of all time. The other stupidity, smoking on ponies was also like, but that was like not really dangerous to the pony, but we would like be out doing something that seemed quite sort of, I don't know, clean living and healthy.
And then you're there
just be going out, and we'd just be literally park our ponies up, just sit on our ponies outside the chippy. We'd have a chip balm.
What, on your pony?
Yeah.
And then flick your ash on
and then you'd have a consulate on the go. Anyway, and then go trotting off.
You could have had a little ashtray attached to the saddle.
Yeah, just to sort of like... Yeah. If you've got stories of your teens going away, because I've not really got... I mean, I'm trying to think... Like with Lola being away and being in Rotterdam and that for studies, like she's just, she got a bike and she was riding round Holland, but that's hardly like...
That's lovely.
Yeah, that's nice. That's not like adrenaline fueled sort of extreme sports, is it? That just pootling along. So I think, touch wood, I've been quite lucky with my kids and their daredevil ways.
You're better off not knowing.
Yeah. I mean, we'd love your stories if your kids have gone off and done bungee jumps, skydives, that kind of mad thing. Any of them gone in a cage and gone on like one of those shark diving
there's
things.
quite a few on the Facebook page that have commented, we've got quite a big response when I posted that on there. So, yeah.
What, when you put your daughter jumping out of a plane?
There was one that did say that a daughter had got in a shark
Oh my
cage.
God. Yeah, we'd love your stories, please. hello@teencommandments.co.uk, please. And indeed about your own teenage years, about if you were completely wild and a bit of a daredevil, let us know, please. Now, we thought this would be interesting to do, didn't we, Claire? And it was inspired by an email that we're going to get to on Wednesday's Your Turn episode about toxic relationships when you're a teenager. And both of us experienced that, didn't we?
Yes.
I think when you're 15 and 16 and a girl, I think you're really susceptible.
Yeah, and I think of 15 and 16, a girl back in those days,
Yeah.
you are also really naive. There's no awareness of... Do you know what I mean? Do you know, like...
what do you mean there's no, like, discussions about
this? There's no discussions about it. There's no names for types of behaviour or anything back then.
Yeah, you'd not heard of things like love bombing.
No, or narcissism.
Yeah, or controlling behaviour.
No, none of that was around, was it?
Coercive control and all that. It wasn't really discussed. So hopefully generations of teenage girls now will be aware.
They've evolved, definitely.
Because back then, like you say, you're absolutely right. It just didn't have any idea, and it was very easy, and I think it's still be a thing now. You know, that's where the phrase love bombing comes from, is where you're in a relationship and they give you so much attention, and you'll just feel like you're the center of their world that you don't really notice when that then starts to actually subtly switch to them being controlling of you.
Yeah, because in a way you kind of become suffocated a bit, don't you? And you become like almost in each other's pockets. And so then you don't see your friends as often, and you just really start to become one. And along the way you lose your confidence, and you don't realise that sometimes that's been a bit on purpose on somebody's behalf. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so this story comes from a really early relationship when I was really young and had started dating with this one lad. I thought that nutty, crazy lads who fight were the hottest property in the world.
Yeah, this was so common.
Like, go figure, like, what?
Yeah.
Whereas now it'd be like, oh, my ideal man, well, hopefully he'll be violent. Like, you just don't think like that now, do you? It's completely mad.
No.
And so when I was 15, there was a lad who was like a bit of a leader of a gang, like a local gang. He was known for battering people. He was known for kicking off fights, for being really hard. And I was like, be still my beating heart. This is the one for me. And the fact that this nutty guy who had a reputation liked me, I was like, bingo, this is incredible.
He's going to be your big protector in a way.
Yeah, he'd be my protector. I would perhaps maybe have a bit of kudos. It's a bit cool that this guy really likes me.
Yeah.
I'm this one, he's got respect. So then I will get it because people will see that I'm with him.
Yeah.
How cool. And actually when I look back now, I'm just like, he was an idiot.
Yeah.
He was like, horrible. I thought he was the bee's knees. And there was definitely times where like there would be, so I just wouldn't quite know. He'd accuse me of flirting with his friends, but then in front of his friends, he'd ask me to like rub his shoulders or something. And I would do. And then afterwards he was like, what were you doing that for? That was proper slaggy. And I just didn't quite know where I stood. And I was like 15.
Yeah.
But then other times he'd be affectionate. It was so weird and so toxic. And obviously, and quite soon afterwards, I could look back and be like, it was like I'd come out of a spell. Like, what the hell was that? And there was a time where, like, there was 2 occasions that I really remember. One of them, I used to have to walk, and I was walking through this field. And I remember, because remember when we used to wear those great big jeans where they'd soak up all the water. Yeah. And so that you'd like...
You'd be wading.
You'd be weighed down by the end with like your heavy rain-soaked jeans because of the moisture in the grass. And I was walking through one of those fields, and I remember, and he was he was running up behind me, and he was sort of running sort of flying little punches at me back.
No.
But it wasn't hard enough to knock me over.
You want him to stop.
But it hurt, and I wanted him to stop, and it just wasn't funny. And I could tell, you know what I mean? I knew, I thought, this isn't right. And then there was another time we were babysitting, and we were play fighting.
Yeah.
And he sort of bit me, but he bit me quite a lot. Like, through my clothes, but it hurt.
Yeah.
And it was like...
You'd never experienced anything like that.
Yeah, and it's so confusing because you're like, is that normal? Is that...
Yeah.
And obviously it wasn't. And I got out of it pretty soon after that.
Luckily.
Luckily. And a lot of girls don't. And that's the story that we'll get to on Wednesdays.
Yes.
Your Turn, which is an incredible story that we got. In the end, I think I told my parents, and funnily enough, it was one of the guys who used to go, one of the regulars in my mum's pub, who was a good mate of theirs, who was a bit of an older geezer, like he was in his 40s probably, but was quite handy and quite tough. And I think he went and warned him off.
Did he? Yeah.
Like, and we split up, but like, just a lucky escape. And I think girls can be really vulnerable to not, to getting sucked into a relationship that's just really unhealthy.
Yeah.
And you had it, didn't you?
There was two types, that spring to mind. The first one being a player.
Yeah.
That's where, I was so naive and trusting of the world. And I remember really liking this boy and, looking back, no, he didn't like me the same way I liked him. He just liked the attention that he got off so many girls. He was very good looking and we'd arranged to meet and we'd had a little bit of a fling and a few snogs and stuff. And I was so excited, that we were, almost becoming an item, and he arranged in front of everyone to sort of meet up. And we were meeting and I let everybody know that I was meeting him, and I was literally skipping, every day. And I get there and he turned up with another girl and thought it was hilarious to sort of like humiliate me like that. And I was so upset and broken for such a long time afterwards. And I just couldn't understand.
Yeah, why
the behaviour.
It'd be so cruel.
Cruel. It was so
and needlessly cruel. Like what? Like why?
Why is that? That's not funny. And why did you lead me along? And why did you make me feel like that? And I still really liked him. And I was like almost heartbroken. Of course, I wasn't heartbroken. I was just, humiliated, massive blow to the ego, and just like, you're not going to skip off into the sunset with this gorgeous boy. Of course you're not, because he's doing this to every girl he comes across. Ugh. And it's just disgusting.
Where does that behaviour come from as well?
It's
and has he grown out of it now?
Hopefully, but I think a lot of men back then didn't. And I say boys, men, I think that went on for a long time, the players. And also, like you say, the boys, not necessarily play fighting, but I always managed to find boys when I was younger with a really bad temper.
Yeah.
Like a really bad shouty temper.
Yeah.
That was really kind of difficult to handle because I was not used to it and I didn't know how to handle it. And I was in a relationship, and I remember we were all out for drinks, and I was with a boyfriend, and a girl that was out for drinks announced that she'd spent the day with my boyfriend. And I was really confused because I was like, well, he told me that he was busy with his friends and he'd not spent it with her. And I remember him grabbing my leg under the table and really pinching my leg, and it really hurt. Oh. And I remember thinking, I don't know what to do here. Do you stay with them? Do you tell your parents? What do you do? And there was a lot of that you just didn't mention it because you didn't know.
Because it feels weirdly like something and nothing, or you kind of know that it's not right, but then when their mood changes and they're sweet again with you.
Yeah.
And you just feel like, well, maybe it's my fault then.
Yeah, that's right. And because they're young and you're young.
Yeah.
Are they then going to be that person and it's going to get worse? Probably. But you don't think like that as a young person, do you? You just think, oh, he didn't mean it.
I mean, we would love to hear from you if your own teenagers have been in relationships where you are not happy at all with who they're seeing because you feel like there's something toxic on. And it's quite hard as a parent to intervene sometimes because you don't want to push them together more by intervening. But we would love your stories, or definitely like when you were teens, if you experienced this, if this is ringing bells with you. We would love to hear from you. And the email's really good that we've got coming up in your turn that's all about this.
Yeah.
We'd love your stories, please. And I feel, I feel so relieved because I feel like my daughter is 16. Obviously, Lola's a little older. She's had relationships, but she started off having relationships with girls, which I was really pleased about.
Yeah, because there's none of that.
Like, I just feel...
Yes.
I mean... We've always got a caveat. It probably does happen in gay relationships too. But you just feel like really on the whole, I was much more comfortable with her starting off her sort of relationship journey with other girls. And like my younger girl, she's just not really interested. Yeah. And I'm so pleased because I feel like back in our day at 15... 13, 14, you were liking boys. 15, you were seeing boys.
Yeah.
Losing your virginity, 15, 16. I felt like we did it all so much earlier.
There was so much pressure, wasn't there?
Yeah, and I'm so pleased now. It feels like with my daughter's generation, they're like, nah, they're all about their mates.
Yeah, being single is cool, and it's not cool. You know what I mean? But it's
all about their crew.
It's not classed as failure, is it? Being single,
it's all about their girl crew. And then maybe when they're a bit older, obviously she will. But no, she's just cool. They're just not. Good. It's not the thing.
And another thing, I always keep my eye on my son because I am always making sure he's being kind.
Yeah.
Because of those experiences and because I'm always like, you know,
how he treats women.
You must treat women. You must, you know, be kind, even if you're not feeling, you know, your best or whatever. You've got to understand.
Even if they're doing your head in, you've always got
you're
to
the stronger person, you know, you've got to and you know, he gets it. And I've always kind of tried to add it into conversations where I can.
Yeah.
You know, which is good. My uncle said to me when I was around that age, he said, if you feel like you're being abused, then you are. And that's always stuck with me because I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we would love your stories. And obviously, if you or anyone you know, if you're worried that you're in a relationship or they're in a relationship that is toxic and controlling, violent, dangerous, any of that, if something is not right, you can always find help. Refuge is an incredible charity. So refuge.org.uk, lots of advice and information, and most importantly, help on that website. But yeah, we would love your stories on that. I think it's such a massive topic. hello@teencommandments.co.uk. So Wednesday is where we've got that amazing email from that woman. That's an Are Your Turn episode, where we'll also be tackling all the usual
nonsense
and toe curling stuff. That'll be included, don't worry, babe. But in the meantime, if you'd like to say hello, tell us any stories, please. hello@teencommandments.co.uk. Thanks so much for listening to Teen Commandments. We love doing this pod and we love that you listen. And Claire, I love you, babe.
I love you.